So we finally made it. In 2019, a live streamer is on Time's most influential people list. So I know a lot of you probably aren't aware of a little streamer called Ninja. He's kind of some obscure guy. He didn't really gain a lot of traction, but he's kind of known in the dark corners of the internet where people like to watch Fortnite live streams, another little game no one's ever heard of, but he kind of became a big deal in that little teeny tiny community, and somehow he's made it to mainstream notoriety. Okay, that's all sarcasm. Now, it may seem like that was unnecessary to call out that I was being sarcastic, but trust me, someone out there. Yeah. So this is a bit of interesting news that I happened across, and I thought it was kind of interesting. It's like, I don't really have that much of an opinion about this, but it seems funny, like this whole like Time magazine influential people stuff just seems to be like worse and worse. I don't really pay the closest attention to it, but the more I hear about it just trickling down the grapevine, is just like, well, what are they doing? Like, what? But I guess, it's also true. You could argue that Ninja's been pretty influential. I don't follow him personally, because I'm just a stickler about everything, and I'm a boring, lame person that doesn't hop on any of the trends. But I have seen a bit of the news flooding out about Ninja and going across the waves of the internet as he does his thing. And a lot of people are crediting him with bringing gaming to the mainstream. And I guess I grew up playing games, and I don't know, I guess you could call me a gamer, quote unquote. I never really identify with these terms that people like to use and labels for slapping on everyone and everything. It's like, oh, I like pizza, so I'm a pizza-er. Suffice to say, I like playing games. I've played them since I was a little kid. I'm a person who likes playing games. I guess you could call me a gamer. In any case, it's 2019, it's the current year. So I kind of just, in my mind, I kind of felt like the whole culture war of gamer versus non-gamer was kind of done. Like, people have games on their smartphones, and there's guys playing games, there's girls playing games, like, everybody plays games. Maybe not everybody's buying a $600 console or a $2,000 gaming PC and sitting there for, 6-8 hours straight playing their favorite competitive shooter or something. But, it's just like the days of the gamer versus the non-gamer have pretty much gone, or been gone. So I thought, the lines have been blurred, man. Like, people are everywhere playing games, and I thought it was pretty mainstream, at least as far as awareness goes. But apparently Ninja has brought gaming to the mainstream, and I get that he's done it in terms of like, what, he like played with Drake or somebody, and he's been like featured in kind of mainstream production kind of stuff, like that whole what was that event, New Year's or something, where he was trying to get everyone to floss. Didn't work. In any case, I kind of feel like, the idea of mainstream is also kind of an antiquated term. It's like the internet and everything is pretty mainstream now. Like, if you're watching cable television and that's how you heard of Ninja, it's like, is it mainstream still? Like, I didn't know that was mainstream. People who are watching cable have been left behind by the mainstream. Is it just me? Am I like in a bubble or something? But I just thought that, like, most people, the mainstream of people are kind of like on the internet. And anyone who is learning about Ninja through cable television or any kind of like mainstream old school publications, like news publications and whatnot, they're like old people or something, like people who don't pay attention to what the kids are into, what's going on. In any case, the mainstream exposure, or the exposure to the mainstream that Ninja is doing and causing, has gone up a notch. He's one of Time's most influential people. And I don't know if that really means anything to anyone anymore. It doesn't mean anything to me, but it is what happened. So let's take a look at an article and see what it has to say. Ninja makes Time's most influential people list for 2019. The Fortnite streamer joins Mo Salah, Donald Trump, Pope Francis, and Taylor Swift on the year's top 100 list. I don't know who Mo Salah is. Pope Francis? Like, I mean, if that's the case, wouldn't like every pope be on the most influential list? Like he's kind of like just a default position. Trump, he's the president, so of course he would be on there. But before that, you know, he's a big business tycoon, so it wouldn't be that surprising for him to be on there. Taylor Swift. Is that because she was stupid and tried to manipulate people's votes for the midterms or something? Is that why she's influential? It doesn't seem like a good qualification for being influential. Fortnite streamer Tyler Ninja Blevins is what's known in the business as an influencer. I like the quotes around that. But he's more than just your average run-of-the-mill guy on YouTube. Is he even on YouTube? Like, he's mostly on Twitch, right? I mean, I'm sure he posts like clips and highlights and stuff to YouTube, but he's more of a streamer than he is a YouTuber. So why they mention that, I don't know. According to Time, he stands with Brie Larson, The Rock, Nancy Pelosi, and I don't know how, Jair Bolsonaro, I'm going to try to pronounce it that way, Brett Kavanaugh, and the Pope as one of the world's 100 most influential people. Like, I kind of see what they're doing. They're juxtaposing him with these people that are, like, traditionally famous or have notoriety for, like, political positions and things like that. But, seems funny, some of the name drops they're doing here. Most of these people aren't that impressive in my opinion. Anyway, Ninja's 2-paragraph profile was written by Juju Smith-Schuster. I'm going to go with that. I'm not even going to apologize. A pro football player with the Pittsburgh Steelers who's also something of a Fortnite fan. In fact, he was part of the Drake/Ninja squad that crushed Twitch's viewer record last year. I play in the NFL, so you'd think I wouldn't be starstruck much. But last March, when I, along with Drake and Travis Scott, got in a Fortnite game with Ninja for the first time, I was at a complete loss for words. The quite clearly starstruck Smith-Schuster wrote, I was among the millions of people all across the world who had been watching Ninja, real name Tyler Blevins, play Fortnite, the popular video game, every day for months. He was the unquestioned best in the world at his craft, something I had so much respect for both as an athlete and as a fan. Now he was a single-handedly blending gaming and pop culture. See, that's kind of the thing that I have a problem with. Like, obviously this guy's, you know, like an NFL player or whatever, and then sports stars, actors, musicians, especially like rappers and stuff, they all admit to playing video games. Like, they all play Call of Duty, people have mentioned like playing Minecraft or whatever. But for the most part, it's like, you know, these kind of mainstream typical games like Call of Duty, like Fortnite, all these. Most people admit to playing games, and it's been kind of a known thing. But apparently Ninja streaming and playing with Drake is what really brought it all to light. It's like, I guess if that was the catalyst for the spotlight to be shown onto these things, then it makes sense. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just, like I said, maybe I'm just in a bubble and I thought this stuff was just kind of common. I've been a huge video game fanatic for my whole life. That was kind of a reference to a friend's video. No one's going to get that. Anyway.
Subway! Every day of my life! I'm a Subway fanatic!
But people have seen it as childish and a waste of time. Ninja was huge in building up the credibility of esports. At the end of the day, Ninja is an absolute legend and someone to whom we owe a lot for making gaming what it is today. How long has he been relevant? He's making gaming what it is today? Wouldn't that be the game developers? Don't get me wrong, I get the idea here, or at least I think I do, that he's kind of shown the light. Like I said, he's the guy that did the thing that put the spotlight on the stuff. You know? That's the most scientific explanation I can give you. I get that. But like, what has it done to change things? Maybe some game developers are making more money now or can make more money now, but like, gaming has been a huge industry for years. Everybody, like I said, people admit to playing video games, and maybe there's some tinge of shame or like, you know, oh, I shouldn't be admitting this or something, but like, to who? Like, who's judging people for playing games anymore? Unless it's like your grandpa or something. It doesn't make sense to me that that's a big deal, but apparently it is. I don't know why. Like, I don't know why a famous football player or a famous rapper would be ashamed to admit they're playing Call of Duty or Fortnite, but I guess that's where we were. Ninja was the second coming that absolved everyone of their sins of playing video games, and now the world can breathe easy because Ninja said it's okay to play video games, everybody. Don't worry anymore, just tell your grandma that Ninja does it too. It's a little hyperbolic, but it's also true. See? Even they agree. I'm not alone. This isn't just me. Ninja has been a pro gamer and streamer for years, but his career took off when he began streaming Fortnite regularly in 2017, and since then, he has gone extremely mainstream. God, that's such a cringy term. He's appeared on Ellen and Jimmy Fallon, was chosen as a cover athlete for ESPN magazine, and hosted his own New Year's Eve live stream from Times Square. They didn't mention the little cringy detail about trying to get people to floss. I didn't think it was that cringy, to be honest. It's like, he's up there trying to do his thing. People didn't go along with it. It's like, whatever, he tried. But I think this paragraph here kind of exemplifies what annoys me about this. He's appeared on Ellen and Jimmy Fallon. Who cares? Who's watching cable anymore? Maybe it's just me because I haven't had cable in a while, but like, if I did something and got a lot of attention for it and Ellen or Jimmy Fallon was like, hey, why don't you come on the show? I'd be like, I'd rather go on PewDiePie's channel or something. Like, that's more relevant to the audience that you're talking to anyway. Who cares about going on these TV shows anymore? Maybe they have more value than I'm giving them. Maybe I'm just being cynical. I just don't get this stuff. It's like, these people are on their way out, okay? I'm gonna call it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm gonna call it. People like Ellen, Jimmy Fallon, these old TV show format things, like, that's going out. That's going out the window. Like, those people should be going on Ninja Stream to get exposure. Like, that's the direction things are headed. So praising this idea that Ninja's bringing things into the mainstream just because he's on like Ellen DeGeneres show and Jimmy Fallon and ESPN magazine. ESPN magazine, keyword magazine. That stuff's on its way out, dude. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me. This actually was a bit more interesting of a topic to talk about than I anticipated. So thanks for sticking around. If you like this video, feel free to floss on that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. Comment, let me know what you think. If you like this video, be sure to floss on that log. If you like this video, be sure to If you like this video,